Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is part 4 of the Java for Beginners course. Today we're going to be looking into how to use operators, some of the operators, mostly the ones that we're going to be using for the next couple videos. So we will be having a look at some of the assignment operators, all of the arithmetic operators, all of the relational operators, as well as all of the logical operators. And hopefully this will help you understand a little bit better what's going to go on in the future videos. So let's have a look at them. Alright, so if we start with the assignments operator, it assigns the value on its right to the operand on its left. An example of this would be if we have 3 variables, A, B, and C. A is 1, B is 2, and C is 3. So there we are basically assigning the number 3 to the variable C. And we could also do that C actually equals A plus B, and if we print that out, it'll be 3 because 1 plus 2 is 3. Another type that we have is that it assigns itself plus another variable. So if we would put C plus A, then it'll give us 5 because 4 plus 1 is 5. It would be the same as if writing C plus A. It's just a shorter way to do it. And so is the case when instead of using plus, we use minus. So this would be the same as if C minus A. It is also true for multiplications. So 4 times 1, okay, let's make it with B so there's a bit of a change. So 4 times 2 would be 8. Same as writing C equals C times B. It's also true when dividing, so same as C divided by B. And those are basically the only ones that we're going to be seeing from the assignments operator, because we're not going to be using the other ones just yet. So now we're going to look at the arithmetic operators. They work pretty much the same as they do in math. So if we were to have integer a, b, c, d, e, f, and a equals to 100 and b equals to 7, we could run these and get the results of c, which is 107, of d, which is 93, A times B, which is 700, but then for F, we don't get a very accurate one. This is because we're using an integer which works only with like whole numbers. So if we change this to a double, we can get a more specific division. After this, we're going to be using G and H to explain the other ones. So G will basically see how many times B fits in A, and after that it'll give us the remaining amount. So if we would print the result of G, we can see it's 2 because it fits there 14 times and then there's still 2 left. With the increment, it works basically that we have set H to 50 and we increase it by 1, so the result of H after increasing it will be 51. After this, we set H to the value of 70, so now H is worth 70, and decrease it by 1, so it's 69. So regarding the relational operators, we're going to be using a boolean as they use true or false logic. We created the boolean A, integer B and C, assign the value of 3 to B and 5 to C. If we say that B uses the relational operator equal with C, we would be saying that 3 is equal to 5, which is not true. So when we run this, A, which is Boolean, is false. If B were to be 5, because they are actually the same, then it would return true. We can also use this with the not equal operator, which means that if 5 is not equal to 5 or B is not equal to C, it will return false. Because B and C are equal, so it's not true that they're not equal, if that makes some sense. If this was to be 4, because they're not equal, then it would be true. Then we have the greater than operator. You can see that the small end points to B, so if B is smaller than C, it would return true, which is not the case. But if we were to put B, then because C is smaller than 5, it will return true. We can also use it as a greater than. So is C greater than B? Well, that's false. But is B greater than C? It's true. Now, if we were to put here 5, they're the same number, so none is greater than the other, and it's false. But if we were to put there that B is greater or equal to C, it'll return true, because it's either greater or equal. If we were to change B into 6, it would also return true. And there is, of course, also the smaller than. So is B smaller or equal to C? Well, that's false. Is now B smaller or equal to C? True. And if it were to be 6, it would be equal. So it would also return true. Now we can continue with the logical operators. So if we now have a look at the logical operators, there are 3. I have made here again Boolean A, integer B and C, set B to 4 and C equal to 3. For example, now we would put that B, since it's 4, is greater than 3. So this condition is true. And now we want to add a second condition where C is also smaller than 3. And we want both of these conditions to either be true or false. So since B equals to 4, that is greater than 3, but then C is not greater than 3, meaning one condition is true and the other one is false. Right here, this logical operator means that both conditions need to be true in order to be true itself. So since this one's true and this one's false, it returns false. So if we would put 4 here, they would both be true and return, here. Yeah. Then they would both be true. Another one is the OR operator, which means any of the conditions may be true. So if we put these and set this condition over here to false, it still returns true because this condition is still true. So if we change this to 6, then it's false, since this condition now is also false. And besides these, if we now wrap everything in another parenthesis and we add the logical no, this will reverse the state. So since this one was being false, it'll now be true. It works the same way. If this would be true, we got this, and now it's false. So those are basically the operators we're going to be looking at and that we are going to be working with in the next couple videos. If you don't understand everything, we will still review these. If this was at all helpful, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe.